Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Ali, Coram, and Ken Shreve here with a breakdown of the action in today's session, Thursday, May 16th, where we saw modest declines across the board for the major indexes and the Dow intraday crossing a key level, Ken.
Yeah, stocks pausing a little bit after that bullish gain for the Nasdaq composite on Wednesday. Found three stocks to talk about here. We want to take a look at First Solar, FSLR. After a pullback to a little short-term support level. Looks like it's going to try to break out again. Insurers in the news Thursday after Warren Buffett's disclosure. He owns Chubb. So I want to take a look at Hartford Financial, HIG, and then finally Latin American e-commerce giant MercadoLibre, MELI.
All right, Ken, sounds like a plan. We will do that. But first, let's take a look at the major indexes. The Nasdaq today down about 0.25%, so reversing lower after 2 days of strong gains. We also have the S&P 500 today down about 0.2% downside reversal here, and the Dow briefly crossing that 40,000 mark. Closing slightly lower on the day. This data is slightly delayed here. The Russell 2000 down about 0.5%. But if you put things into context, Ken, of how this week has been going, even though modest declines today, we're in a pretty strong position here.
Yeah, I think so. We had that, a really strong gain for the Nasdaq composite yesterday, up 1.4% in higher volume. That sort of, confirmed the strength of this uptrend. But just looking at the Russell 2000 here, it's been a nice move off lows. It's trying to get above that 2100 level, really at a point where you might expect it to just kind of drift lower here, maybe in preparation for a upside breakout try here. So market continues to look good, just kind of modest losses. Indexes did close near lows today, but traded in a pretty tight range, all day. So it was interesting to see the volume on the Nasdaq so heavy. If we could just take a look at that,
Let's do it.
That Nasdaq daily chart, to see just such an explosion in volume. But, a colleague, Justin Nielsen, told me that there were a lot of low-priced stocks, again, dollar stocks, trading billions of shares. That is skewing the Nasdaq volume a little bit. So it tend not to want to see excessive speculation up near market highs. That can sometimes, give us a little downdraft here, but not going to make too much of it, but a lot of speculation and low-priced stocks causing that big spike in volume today.
Yeah, it seems like meme mania is back in full force, Ken. So that's interesting to see. And just if you could reiterate for us Thursday's actions, the significance of it.
Yeah, well, we always like to see an index. Sometimes it's all three indexes. Sometimes it's just one. But the Nasdaq composite finally gave us a big percentage gain Wednesday in higher volume. So we call that a follow-through day, sort of confirmation of this new uptrend. We had 2 Fridays in a row earlier where the Nasdaq was up 2% right there and right there, right where they are, and volume was a little bit lower. So even though they kind of felt like follow-through days, and by definition they missed the mark because volume fell. But volume Wednesday was nicely higher, as you pointed out there. So it confirmed what we know already, that this market uptrend is healthy. The fact that we reversed lower today in heavy volume on the Nasdaq, not a big concern. Of course, next week, NVIDIA will be that market moving report that everybody's waiting for. So we're still on an uptrend here, and I think the market overall is looking pretty good.
Yeah, and those 2 follow-through days in spirit that we had, those were some signals to start increasing exposure. So it's not like we were waiting until today to be doing anything, Ken, but it's just one more additional data point that we have of the strengthening conditions.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe we could take a look at that Nasdaq advanced decline line because we've seen market breadth improve, quite a bit. You can see that Nasdaq trending nicely higher, holding support. The breadth on the NYSE has been even more explosive. Frankly, the advanced decline for the NYSE just really trending sharply higher here. So I think that improving breadth is good to see. And we had Applied Materials coming out with earnings after the close today. Maybe that'll move tech stocks tomorrow. Looks like it's down a little bit, but definitely a chip bellwether that we want to hear what they have to say about demand going forward.
No doubt. Okay. Let's also take a look at the 10-year yield today, Ken. So reversing higher a little bit after coming off quite a bit in the prior two sessions. So we're seeing that inverse correlation between the yields and equities playing out here.
Yeah, well, we noted that big drop in the 10-year yield yesterday, Wednesday, after that CPI report came in pretty soft, mostly in line with expectations. We also noted that that 10-year yield is coming into a key support level here, that black line, the 200-day moving price average for the yield. So it did find support edged a little bit higher today. To me, the trend in that 10-year yield is still down. For it to really break out of its downtrend, it's probably going to need to move above that 4.5% level. So I don't know what the catalyst would be for a big surge in interest rates, but just something to watch here. But that 10-year yield found support at a likely spot today.
Yeah. And the dollar as well, similar action here, which we talked about yesterday. So moving up a little bit with the yields ITB. So this is that interest rate sensitive group, the home construction group. So coming off today, reversing much of the gains and the progress made in Wednesday's session, but not
Yeah,
all, but a lot of it.
kind of tricky. Yeah, kind of tricky with the home builders. It was a big move yesterday on that lower interest rate environment, and then today we had housing starts and building permits that were really mixed. I mean, housing starts I think missed expectations by a little bit. Building permits looked a little better than expected, but I think that's what fueled the selling in ITB today. Again, not horrible selling, but kind of disappointing after that nice gain yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at First Solar, Ken. This is FSLR holding nice and tight here, trending higher since hitting some short-term lows earlier this year, and it's been trending up. So holding tight near highs for the year.
Yeah, this is maybe a little unconventional ad for the leaderboard model portfolio, but we did add this when the company reported earnings and gapped up and crossed that 188 pivot. Did a pretty good job holding gains. It came down to its 21-day moving average recently and found support, and now it's trying to push higher here. So we get a nice update for the market, or if this uptrend sustains itself, would not be surprised at all to see a breakout try over the 200 level here. Don't know if that's going to happen, but it is setting up pretty well. And again, a new buy for leaderboard not that long ago, and I think it still looks pretty good here. The group as a whole has got a lot of weak performers in it. First Solar really is the top performer right now. Seems to be the Cadillac in the solar group, and you can see really good annual earnings estimates, and fundamental story looks pretty good here.
Yeah, it sure does. Okay. And let's take a look at HIG. This is Hartford Financial. We've got this one on breakout watch. Ken, we've got that century mark that it's hovering right around.
Yeah, some of your insurance-related groups, some of the day's top performers. The news from Berkshire Hathaway before the open is that they've been accumulating a fairly sizable stake in Chubb. That's ticker CB. That stock had a good day today. and that fueled nice rally in a lot of different insurance stocks. So to me, HIG, yeah, it looks like it gave an early buy signal today. You see
Yeah.
it's still basing, but it broke out over that recent high, kind of trailed off with the market a little bit. But I think this is a real high quality insurance name. Again, pretty good top line, bottom line growth in recent quarters, and those estimates, even though they've been revised slightly lower, still pretty strong at 13% growth this year and 14% next year. So another decent technical setup, with a stock that's got pretty healthy fundamentals.
Okay. And last but not least on our list is MercadoLibre after a strong move on earnings, now breaking out of a cup with handle.
Yeah, I think one to watch here. We like it when stocks gap they gap powerfully higher on earnings. But what did Mercado Libre do? It just basically held on to that gain. It had a nice orderly pullback right down to the 10-day moving average, and now it's trying to clear that buy point. It's slightly above the buy point. I wouldn't call it a powerful breakout by any means. You can see volume over the past 3 up sessions has really dried up like it did when that handle area started to form. So sort of limping past a buy point here, but this one still has potential. You can see the bottom line and top line growth this company has delivered quarter after quarter. Latin American fintech and e-commerce giant with great earnings estimates as well. Another name to watch here. Seeing more and more pretty good technical setups in this market, and again, that confirmed uptrend. Maybe we get some more breakouts, in down the line.
Yeah, we'd like to see that. All right. Well, thank you, Ken. And thanks everyone for tuning in. That is it from us for today, but we will be back with more tomorrow morning on IEBD Live. And we hope you join us, investors.com/IEBD Live for all the details on that. We have Don Vandenborg of Revere Asset Management joining us. So check it out for his thoughts. He's got a tool for the active trader toolkit for managing risks. So looking forward to having him break that down. So we'll see you there in the morning, investors.com/IEBD Live. And then we'll see you right back here after the close with Mike Webster.